So I want to talk about this comment, okay? Someone commented that they have lost their way to Christ consciousness and that they are desperately trying to find their way back. I want to break down this comment and not just give this person hope, because we're beyond hope here as cosmic beings, but I want to help this person remember that they cannot lose what they are. You are Christ consciousness. You are God. You are the I am power. Whatever phrase or word that you want to use, you are love. You are infinite intelligence. You are cosmic intelligence. Whatever phrase or word you want to use. But before we get into breaking down this comment, let me introduce myself. I am Tamara Tamu. This is another spicy episode of Unleashed Alchemy, where on this channel we talk about going against the grain so that you can bring heaven on earth, so that you can call forth heaven on earth, so that you can bring the unseen into the seen, all right, to live the soul-fulfilled life that you were put here to experience. So let me repeat this comment again. This person says they lost their way to Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness obviously is the phrase that they use, and they're desperately trying to find their way back. Number one, let's look at desperation. Desperation is rooted in fear, always. The reason why a person can become desperate for anything is because their ego is telling them that they have somehow lost something. A lot of times, the ego will say that you've lost time. You can't get time back, you've lost it. It's too late. That's the ego talking. And then if you allow that story and those thoughts to replay over and over and over in your mind, then suddenly you find yourself in whiplash because you're trying desperately to get something that you think that you've lost. In this case, this person thinks that they've lost their way to Christ consciousness. Desperation will have them going down a rabbit hole, trying to find the next spiritual video, trying to find a reader, trying to find the next system to initiate into, trying to find the best spiritual book to read, when all they have to do is look in the mirror or get into a meditation and just say, I am here. I am here. I am back. I remember who I am. The I am of I am. I am here to remember my power. That's all it takes. Is it that simple? Yes, it is that simple. So that blocks out the need for desperation and the time that you think you have lost. Once you open that door and you say, I am here, I now remember who I am. You remember who you are as a cosmic being who transcends time, as a cosmic being who can make time stand still. That what you think you've lost, not only do you get that back, but it comes back to you over and over and over and over again. You will find yourself feeling like you are making quantum leaps where, if you desire something, whereas for one person who doesn't know who they are, it could take them 10 years. For you, it'll take 2. That's just an example, one example, right? So there's no need for desperation. And here's the thing. If you feel like for whatever reason that feeling comes up and you're like, I feel like I'm not stepping into Christ consciousness like I should be. First of all, relax. And you have to ask yourself, well, where is this thought coming from? Is this thought mine? Is it mine? It could be coming from a conversation that you had with someone who has not fully stepped into who they are. With no judgment, it could be from that. It could be the energy that you picked up from that particular conversation and that person, and you getting caught up in a conversation, perhaps, for example, about money, and you allowed yourself to just go down the same dreadful money story that this person has found themselves going down in, I should say. And the reason I'm using money as an example, first of all, I like talking about money, and it's an easy example to use, okay? Because we understand that, right? We understand money. So perhaps it started there. Perhaps, you got into a conversation with this person, and the person was saying, how bad the economy is. And even before you came into this conversation, you understood that you were the frequency of money, that you are your own economy, that you are God over your money, that you are God over your economy, that you are the bank, that you are money. But yet somehow you allow that conversation to be entangled in that conversation, which is fine. It's happened to all of us. So there's no judgment there. You cannot judge yourself if you are feeling as though there is a separation. There isn't. Okay, there isn't. So again, we have all forgotten that identity. We've forgotten to rely on the higher mind that is always the infinite mind that is always at work within us. We forget because of those conversations that I just mentioned, the example that I just used about the money conversation. We forget because of programming, whether it's something that we picked up on, whether it was projected. And then we have all been in a situation where we have felt separate because of fear. The fear became the fear of perhaps an external challenge, an external circumstance. The fear beamed louder or beamed brighter than our higher mind. Instead of the higher mind being expressed through us, we allowed fear to be expressed through us. We've all done it, but it's easy to come back. It's easy to remember again, to get reacquainted, okay, with the higher mind. So there's no need for desperation. Desperation is rooted in fear. Desperation is designed to make you think that you have lost something you have not. And the whole idea of trying to find your way back, you don't need to find your way back. The way is here. And just like I said, I got ahead of myself at the beginning of this video, but just like I said at the beginning of the video, all you have to do is say, okay, I remember. I remember who the I am. I remember who the I am is within me. That greater is that I am that is within me than whatever I see in my external environment. And guess what? Guess what? You don't have to fully feel or even believe that in the moment. It's your word. It is your word. Because with your word, whether you believe what you're saying or not, your word, the fact that you have allowed yourself to say it, is sending a message out into the ethers, out into the cosmos, out into your energetic field, saying that identity is here. That connection is here. You've just strengthened your connection to Christ consciousness. So you don't have to find or try to find it. It's here. So real quick before we go, I want to give you an example of this. Very easy examples. The example of electricity. Lights are off. You go into your house, the lights are off. Well, do you just automatically say, oh, I've lost electricity? No. You go turn the switch on and there's the light. Same thing with your higher consciousness identity. It may feel dark. Oh, and by the way, maybe I'll do a separate video on this. By the way, in the dark, creation with the I am, influenced by the I am, influenced by cosmic intelligence. In the dark is where creation happens, by the way. So back to the electricity example. You walk into the house, it is dark. You don't just assume that that you've lost electricity. You turn on the switch and there it is. You remember, even in the dark, you even remember where the switch is. You're not trying to find the switch. Your mind or your being automatically goes to. Your limbs automatically remember where the switch is. Did you catch that? Even in the dark, you know where the switch is because it is something that is natural to you. So the I am power within you, that is what is natural. That is what is natural because it is a part of you. Okay, so let's take one more example. So the volume of music, okay? If you are listening to a song, it's too low, you can't really hear, or maybe you can't hear because there's a lot going on in the environment that is attempting to be a distraction from the song, what do? You turn the dial up so that your everlasting connection is always louder than anything in your external environment. Same thing with your I am power. You just go within, you turn the dial up. Well, how do you turn the dial up? How do you turn the electricity on? How do you turn the light on? By activating your Heka, your power, your voice. By simply speaking. That is it. When you speak, you have opened another portal of possibility. You have opened another portal of an existence. When you speak, you have opened another portal of a reality for you. That is the power that flows through your veins. Do you understand that? All right. So let me know in the comments what your takeaways are from this video. If you are wanting and you desiring more one-on-one support in your spiritual odyssey, all right, I'm taking appointments still. This is a 12-session package. I don't do one-offs. I offer a 12-session package where we move through phases. Okay, even before the end of the phase, even before your 12 sessions are finished, you are going to begin to experience spiritual ecstasy. The programming thread, we pull and we burn it. All right. There's no reason for us to wallow in it. We don't have time for that. Right. So this is a 12-session package. All right. To book a call with me, the link to do that is in the description box of this video. There's other resources there, including the Unleashed Alchemy Magic School. All right. You can enroll at any time. All right. So the link for that is also in the description box of this video. So until next time, cheers.